Comics.
Hey, welcome to Rockin Comics. I'm Zach.
I'm Amy.
And we had a bunch of books to talk about this week, and a really cool Amy's awesome. I really like it. like it.
So let's get right to it.
Opening up with Thunderbolts. Number 169. Boom. We're back to the B team.
Yay!
Traveling through time, and I'm so happy with this story. Love it. I absolutely love it. They're in King Arthur's court. Troll is fighting the Black Knight. You got Merlin. You got the new, Arthurian Thunderbolt costumes, so...
What's not to love?
I'm so happy with it. Plus, I like the story. I like the fact that they're traveling through time, and they cannot figure out, for the life of them, why. I mean, they really can't, and I love that. Normally, it's like, oh, well, here's why.
Let us solve this problem by traveling through time.
Exactly, and these guys aren't stupid. These are, a couple smart guys in there, and they're like, we don't know. So... Thunderbolts, man, number 169. If you're not reading it, you should. It's an awesome book.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
There you go. Want to talk about Wonder Woman now?
Yeah, let's talk about Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman number 5. Ta-da!
Yay! Really liked this book. But that said, we didn't like the art because this is a new artist. And possibly fill in, hopefully not, new artist. Cliff Chiang is who drew the cover and has been drawing the last 4 issues. This guy, I don't know, just neither of us are feeling the art. It's actually even a little distracting.
Cliff has done such a great job of setting the tone of the story that to deviate from it does really detract from the whole story.
Yeah. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago we were talking about Batwing and what would happen if they put a different artist on that story?
Yeah.
This may be the same sort of thing. That art is so important to how the story has been told up to this point.
Right.
That to have it all of a sudden be different is kind of like, what to do?
Yeah. It does change the context and how the story feels, but still a really good story.
Yes.
You shouldn't let our opinion of the art distract you from getting it.
There are people that really liked it, so
yeah.
Still worth picking up, absolutely.
Yes. Batman number 5. I'm going to just come right out and say this was my Rockin' Comic of the week. I'm not even going to pretend it wasn't. And it's my Rockin' Comic for all the reasons that Amy didn't like it.
Now, okay, I did not dislike the book.
And for all the reasons it didn't work for Amy, it actually completely worked for me. And I don't know if it's just a perception difference.
Probably is.
But...
What else would it be?
Well, I guess. I don't know, but it's so funny how we both read the same story. And I took it 180 degrees differently than you took the dividing points. But let me just say, Scott Snyder is writing a fabulous story. I really like this plot line with the Court of the Owls. And I like Greg Capullo's art. And I think even you will concede, because he's drawing Batman all the time and not Bruce Wayne, it's really good art.
Yes.
The art's wonderful. The story's really good. Batman's going crazy. And the way it's told, the thing I like is you have to turn the book a couple times in order to read it correctly.
It's like you're steering the story.
It annoyed Amy a little. The way Damien makes an appearance.
Annoyed is not exactly the word. Annoyed's not the word. It just didn't work. It didn't work for me.
Okay.
But it didn't annoy me.
Okay.
It just didn't work.
Damien makes an appearance at the end that worked for me and
that
annoyed Amy.
I will say that annoyed me.
That did not annoy me. I completely got it, and I thought I knew what was going on. It annoyed Amy. So, what are you going to do?
Just prefer my Damien to be badass, that's all.
So, in spite of Amy's protestations, this is my Rockin' Comic of the week.
Didn't even protest.
No, you didn't.
You can have your Rockin' Comic because this one's mine.
Yay!
That's why I was like, why are you talking about mine?
I don't know. I don't know, because that's how I laid it out.
Yeah, it was just funny all of a sudden. I was like, wait a second. We've just been having such a great run with Supergirl, and it just continues. We're getting to find out with her what happened to Krypton, and then we get introduced to Rain, who's kind of the bad guy, but not exactly. I mean, she's apparently part of the baddies.
Maybe.
I just don't... I'm intrigued to find out more about the World Killers and why this woman, or I don't know what you call a woman, I guess.
Yeah, boobs.
Yeah, boobs. why she's reaching out to Supergirl to fix whether it's a race or a group of people she belongs to, and she's like, well, we're going to fix it.
Fix what?
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I dug it. I'm super intrigued by this Rain character.
I liked it too.
And just Supergirl, who's continues to be an unintentional badass, it seems.
She's pretty badass.
Who doesn't understand her powers, and yet she just kicks ass all over the
yes.
place. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
No,
so.
That's pretty cool. We have a lot more books to talk about in the podcast at rockincomics.com. We have a couple I want to mention real quick. Memorial number 2 is out. It was kind of the random comic. This is Memorial number 1. Number 2 is out this week. This is the first one because I grabbed the wrong one.
There it is.
I'm not. Interesting story put out by IDW. We read a backup story in a different book and it intrigued me enough to buy it. It's like urban fantasy, mythical.
Yeah. Baby fairy tale-ish.
Keys opening doors to everywhere.
World travel, maybe time travel. It's an interesting story.
Yeah, really good.
And it's kind of actually kind of fun that 2 books into it, you still don't even have a solid description for the kind of story.
Right.
You know, because you're still very much taking the ride.
Yeah.
Figuring it out, so
that alone is worth it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Other not-so-random comic this week was Voltron number 2. We have at rockincomics.com about an hour-long interview with the author, Brandon Thomas, who talks about this book, a new book in the Voltron universe that he's writing. Don't want to give it away. You'll listen to it. Also, a secret, maybe not-so-secret, new project, and his original project. But we talked to him for about an hour about all things Voltron and other stuff, so check it out. rockincomics.com. The book itself is really good.
Really good. If you had any interest whatsoever in Voltron, you should be reading this. That's pretty much it.
If you have any interest in giant robots, you should be reading it.
Yes, absolutely. He's Awesome is a webcomic. Stop it. It's called Garfield minus Garfield.
It's just so funny.
And the name alone, you're right. What you're thinking, that's exactly what it is. They're taking Jim Davis's comic strip Garfield and removing Garfield and Odie. Really, I mean, it's basically John Arbuckle and his word balloons, and that's it. And the result is surprisingly funny. Surprisingly funny. And a little thought-provoking in kind of a sad way.
Oh, it's so good.
And the greatest thing about it is that Jim Davis apparently thinks it's just as funny as we do. So, kudos to you, Jim Davis.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Good on you, Jim.
So, yeah. Was it Garfield-Garfield.net?
Yep.
Check it out. It's funny. It's one of those that you're going to start laughing and people are going to be like, what are you laughing at? And then you have to explain it. And it's really easier to just show them.
Yeah. You know how Garfield is? Yeah. This is the same thing without him.
Without Garfield.
It's so funny.
It really is funny.
Like, as soon as she told me about it, I'm like, I'm looking this up. So, do it. Do yourself a favor. Go look at it now.
Go look at it. It's just, you know, it's not up everybody's alley, and that's fine. It's totally cool. To me, I think it's funny. A little bit sad. Also funny. That seems awesome.
And that's it for this week. I think we've done enough damage.